Saka!
Into the Champions League semi-finals, how does it feel?
Feels great. Can't really sum it up, you know, we've been amazing over 2 legs and I'm just so happy to be through.
Does it matter more that it was against Real Madrid? Does that make it feel bigger?
Yeah, it does, to be fair, because they're a great team and obviously we beat them at home and we saw all the stuff that was going on social media and stuff like that, saying that we're going to come back. So, you know, I think we showed great mentality tonight to come here. I felt we were really comfortable from the first minute to the last and, yeah, we showed our quality. So I'm so proud of everyone.
Saka!
Bukayo,
Big Meeks! Uncle Meeks! You know I love you, you know. I love you so much. What a player, what a guy. Come on, let's bring it home now, eh?
Are you an Arsenal fan or not? Because sometimes you are, sometimes you're not.
I don't want to tell tales, but I do think that Jamie and Micah might owe you an apology tonight.
Why?
Why?
Why? What happened? Tell me.
The commentary about the penalty.
No. It was fair and honest.
Tell me.
No, Saka.
Micah called you, he said you went for the panenka and you ended up looking like a palonka.
No!
No, I don't believe that.
Exactly.
I don't believe that.
Exactly.
Is that true, Micah?
Bukayo, can I ask you, you mentioned before about, you know, with it being Real Madrid and stuff that I'm feeling a little bit better. I want to speak about your mentality. So you've took a penalty in a pressured situation, you've missed it. I'm sure it was playing on your mind a little bit just after it. But in terms of being a top-class player and being able to get over things within game and then finish like he did for the goal, I mean, how important was that for you?
No, to be honest, yeah, I went for something on the penalty. You know, if it goes in, I'm a genius. If it doesn't, you know, everyone's angry. But, you know, it can happen in the game. You can miss a penalty. But I was very confident that I was going to score tonight. I really believed. So I was calm. And I think you could see that in the way I played. So, yeah, happily that I did do it in the second half and the chip worked in the second half instead, I guess.
Talk us through that little dink there, Bukayo, please.
Yeah, so obviously I made the run, Mikel's family, but I saw Courtois coming really quick and it was the best solution I felt in that moment and it worked.
Wow.
Bukayo, how hard has it been for you this season, sort of being out for such a long time and feeling like the club and the team sort of need you and waiting for you to get back? It must be almost a nice feeling because it feels like, you know, you're such an important player for the team, but how frustrating was it watching?
Yeah, it was tough at times, but at the same time I kind of accepted it. I knew which games I would be back for, so when you accept that, you're more calm and this was one of the games that I was really preparing myself for. So yeah, it was big motivation for me in my rehab, and I'm happy that I've come back for this game. I've made my mark, and we're into the semi-finals now.
PSG is up next in the next round. Obviously, semi-finals. I believe it's Tuesday. Is that right? Tuesday, Arsenal at home in the first leg against PSG. It gives you a tough second leg away from home. How will you make that work for you? How do you make the advantage at home work in the first leg?
We'll just do something similar to what we've done in this tie. That would be nice for us, but we know PSG are our top team. They've improved a lot since we last played them. So it will be a very good match, and I'm looking forward to it, to be fair.
Does it change how you guys move, kind of feel as a team? It's obviously, we talk about often in football like a marquee moment where a team really comes of age. Does this result against Real Madrid feel like that for you guys?
I don't really know. I feel like we have respect now. We could see that, you know, in the way they prepared for this game. So we know that we're respected in Europe, but we feel like, you know, tonight is another big step, and we need to keep taking big steps, you know. So that we can try and win something. That's the mentality we have.
Yes, sir. Thierry, I'm sure you're very proud of Bukayo tonight.
Very proud of him, especially the way he defended. Bukayo, I wanted to talk about, I'm sure you remember the play, and I've said it so many times. A lot of time people praise that back four, but you and Martinelli, the way you defend on the wingers and the way you come back, and you did it at one point. You sprinted back to help Timber when you didn't have to, because he had nobody, and you stopped the ball in the box and you cheered yourself alone. So for that, for me, forget the penalty, forget the goal, which, by the way, outstanding, and I know the feeling of scoring there. But it's what you do off the ball that impresses me the most. Is just outstanding what you do. Not only you, Martinelli also. So only for that's you know, you can try to chip the ball next time again. Well done.
Bukayo,
I'll
just
try again one day.
as we let you go, can we just show you very quickly an image that, that I believe it's the Premier League account has posted, basically identical celebrations, both at the Bernabeu, you and Thierry. Very cool. Cool moment. Was that what you were thinking of when you did it?
To be fair, not really, you know. I just wanted to have my own moment, but of course, he's done the same here, so it's nice that we can both share this picture, and yeah, it's nice.
Bukayo, are you going to FaceTime Thierry later on? We can have a debrief about the game, what went
100%.
well, what do you know, not so good.
I spoke to him this morning already, but if he wants to speak again later, I'm going to be up. I'm not going to sleep tonight, if I'm honest. Let's be real.
We'll help you enjoy the night. Thank you very much for your time. We're very
Good luck,
grateful to you.
Bukayo. Well done.
Congrats.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. What's up with you?
Nothing.
Oh, Real Madrid against Arsenal. We want to talk about this game. We want to show you the highlights, the action from this one. So we had an early penalty incident. Arsenal given a penalty. Raul Asensio taking down Mikel Merino. Do you want to take us through this one?
Yeah, to be honest, I thought it was quite soft. I mean, you see these in the Premier League all the time, but I understand why it was given. He's holding him and he's away from him. Holds him too long, but yeah, I think it's probably the right decision, but yeah. Sometimes we're given, sometimes we're not. I think it's just probably the timing is holding him, stopped his run. I think it goes down a little bit easily, but yeah, understand why it was given.
But could you understand that decision?
Nope, I couldn't understand that. I mean, chance to go 4-0 up. The Panenka, Thierry talked about it at half-time, why not go down the middle? But he's full of confidence, and it didn't matter on the night.
Yeah, and the one that we were waiting for 5 minutes to see if it was a penalty on Kylian Mbappe. As you're going to see here, they decided that it wasn't enough to be a penalty. We heard Christina talking about it earlier, and I did agree.
Yeah.
Just didn't agree with not explaining it and the 5 minutes.
I guess ultimately it makes no difference, really. But 5 minutes does feel unreasonable. It feels out of proportion. And the lack of transparency, I think, is something you always talk about, Thierry, which just makes the whole process feel very frustrating.
That is the thing. That's what I was trying to say to Christina. It's not about that what she's explaining. Or what I'm talking about, can we hear what you're talking about? I'm talking about the people in the van. What are you saying? What are you trying to explain? Can we understand what you feeling or what you saw? We never know. We're here waiting and looking at each other, trying to find out what's happening. It took 5 minutes. It was way too long, and I do want to hear it.
You think we should go down to the room and see? Because there must be a process. They're not taking 5 minutes for no reason, are they? But it would be nice, like you said, just to have a little bit of information of what's going on.
What do you mean we should go down there?
They're next door.
No, well, there's one here. You know, VAR's upstairs here for the Premier League.
For the Premier League.
So we can see how it works.
Premier League one upstairs.
Oh,
it's a
I'll
Premier
have to
League
know
one.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we just go and say what's up to
We're
them.
in the building every week.
Give me a little knock.
Why not? But I mean, it's difficult because we always criticise.
You'll be there tonight.
5 minutes is right. What Thierry says, it's too long.
There would be
they must be going through all different sorts of processes. We need to know what they're going through.
But there's only you're checking offside if the cross comes in, but you only check that after you've checked the foul. As soon as he started checking offside, I thought he must be giving it. Because once I sort of know how it works in that sense. It's right, OK, we're looking at the foul. We think it's a foul. OK, is there anything else involved in offside? That should have been 1 minute. You look at that foul from 2 or 3 different angles. Most people look and think it's not a penalty.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that difficult. Then you check offside or anything else. And we're moving on.
I thought you were supposed to do it a little more smoothly than that. That was a very
I
abrupt
just get
end.
straight to the point.
Move on. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on with Bukayo Saka then, and this goal. You had wondered whether that penalty, the failed penalty, would kind of stick in his mind, Jamie.
No, it obviously didn't, and that's the sign of a top-class player, mentally very strong, not just the ability. But when you think of what he did in the first half in terms of the penalty, He does something similar here, but this is the right situation to do it. It's a brilliant finish. A keeper of the class of Courtois, you have to dink it over him, not easy. He's a huge figure in the goal. Initially, we weren't quite sure if it would be given offside, but it wasn't. And listen, big credit to Saka there. When you've got that on your mind in terms of the penalty, as I said, to still have that confidence. Don't forget, he's probably still not back at his 100% best. He's still coming back after a long-term injury, Thierry.
Yeah, I just wanted to add something on the goal, and we're going to see the finishing and the pass from Merino. And I want to talk about the passer, Merino, and Bukayo does ever so well here. He flicks the ball first and foremost, Merino. And people say it's not about being a 9 or not. He plays that position ever so well since he has come inside, obviously, to play as a 9. He was very good tonight, Merino. And we all know that Bukayo Saka has that in his locker. We've seen him missing a penalty at the Euro. That didn't bother him, and it didn't bother him tonight.
Here we go. Anybody?
Yeah, when it happened and we saw it as late, I was coming back from the toilet, but why Raya?
Too much information.
Why Raya wants to play out there, I would not know. Of course, Saliba should do a lot better there, but manage the game, you're 4-0 up. You can see that Real Madrid are going to press. Just take your time with it. But Saliba, he's got to do better as well.
Yeah,
normally so good on the ball.
We talk about scanning as a huge part of the game, and normally we talk about it in terms of attacking players, but he doesn't look over his right shoulder and check what's there. So also you have to give credit to Vinicius Junior as well.
Yeah, and then you know it was going to happen. Real Madrid was going to...
When you see Rudiger playing as a number 9, laying the ball off, you already know that if you go on the counter, you know, on the next one is going to be good. But Hendrick comes very close here to score.
Big news though for Real Madrid. Mbappe come off with that injury. Didn't look good at all. And in the end, brought on Hendrick, and it just wasn't enough for Real Madrid on the night.
You'd have to have real vision and insight though to have picked out that Martinelli.
Oh, of course. I mean, it was always going to happen. Real Madrid were going to be chasing the game. The game was going to open up on the counter attack. Martinelli slops it home.
Other assist from Merino.
Yeah, it was excellent. I thought you made a really good point, Thierry, about sometimes we've been saying Arsenal need a number 9. When you've got runners like Saka and Martinelli in certain games, it works, and the pass was exquisite and the finish to match. What a night for us.
I don't think it's no coincidence that the fella on my left has picked up Martinelli this week and Declan Rice last week, as his managerial career is basically just moving to new heights, isn't it?
Blossoming.
He's the only manager in the room. He's top of the league.
Top of the league, yes, top of the league in ball.
Competition. We want to play the best teams and we want to win this competition. And there was a lot of talk coming here about them coming back because they've done it so many times before. But we had so much belief and confidence from that first leg that we had enough to come here and win the game, and not just win the game. We knew we was going to suffer, but we knew we was going to win. And yeah, we had it in our mind, and then we done it in real life. So yeah, what a night for the club.
Miles, come in here. I mean, what a season you've had, period. But how was your first experience of the Bernabeu?
It was incredible. Honestly, when you see it on TV, it's a lot different to when you come live. So when I first walked out, it's a lot, you know. But just got to take in a moment and have fun, you know.
You are Champions League semi-finalists. This is the first time that Arsenal have done this since 2009. We've spoken about creating your own history, but what does that mean to you all?
It's massive, you know. I sensed it before I signed to the club that we was on an upward trajectory as a club, and you know, I felt it in the players we've got and the direction we want to go in. It's been tough in the Premier League because we lost out last year on a point. This year it slipped away from us, but in this competition we've done amazingly well, and this club's going to do special things over the next few years. We all fully believe it. We have full trust in this manager. He's unbelievable, and we've got players like him coming through, Ethan, other young lads who really want it as well. So we've got a real good mix, and look, like you said, semi-finals is massive for us, and we just want to take tonight in because we want to take it one step at a time. And now PSG next, who are an amazing team.
Well, let's face it, guys, it was never going to be a low-key evening tonight, was it, when you come and play here? Just talk us through some of the emotions in that first half, especially for you. Who wants to take this one?
Let him go.
Okay, Miles, come on.
Come on, boy.
Wait, can you say it one more time, please?
Just the emotions of that first half that you went through. It was never going to be a low-key game. Obviously, the penalty didn't quite go your way, and then, Dec, we'll get to you on what happens with Kylian.
Yeah, it's incredible. You know, the fans, they don't make it easy for us, but as a team, we know it's going to be like this when we came, so as long as we stuck together and, you know, keep backing each other through the highs and lows, we'll be fine.
5 minutes it took with that VAR check in that first half.
I knew it wasn't a penalty. Look, don't get me wrong, I had my arm on him, but you have to do that in the box. You have to try and stop him. Someone was going to let him go, but I knew it wasn't a pen. I'm an honest guy. I said to him straight away, and I said to Vasquez, it's not a pen, and I would admit, if I pulled him down, I would say, but he just fell to the floor, and it wasn't a pen, and I was fully confident it would get overturned, and we just had to stay calm. We was a bit naive again at times. We just had to control the game a little bit better, but in the end, we've got the job done, and it's, like I said, it's a historic night for the club, and yeah, honestly, I'm lost for words. It's just very special.
Very quickly, PSG.
Yeah, top team. Played them once already. We feel like they're a different team to back then. We've seen what they can do, but also we see what Villa done to them last night and caused them a lot of problems. So, look, we'll be working hard. We now have to go to Ipswich on Sunday, which is going to be a tough game because we want to secure that, keep going and keep winning matches in the Prem, and then also, like you said, focus on this competition.
Yeah, well, massive congratulations. Enjoy this one. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.